The man who loses semen before a fight has already lost the fight while losing the semen. Deciding to stop pursuing pleasures is important, but it's just the beginning. To truly understand semen retention, we need to go beyond surface-level understanding. It's not just about avoiding sex or ejaculation, it's about preserving your semen. This should be the primary aim for men. Now, let's delve into why it holds such significance. It takes around 100 drops of blood to create 1 drop of semen. This intricate process demands considerable amount of energy, extracting essence from various main aspects of being, such as nervous system and DNA. The usage of sexual organs weakens nervous systems and loss of vital elements from body, which results in loss of strength, health, and overall performance. Mere abstinence from sex, masturbation, or contact with the opposite sex does not contribute to celibacy and will not give concrete results. What is more important is to channelize the conserved fluid into the brain and preserve spiritual energies. This is possible through a life of pure thought, word, and deed at the mental plane. Regular physical exercise at the physical plane, and a powerful laser focus on absolute things in life, which is God. All these points are important. Lack of any one of the three makes the fluid flow out. Celibacy bears fruit only when carried out with entirety at the mental level. This mental celibacy, which means non-entertainment of any form of sexually related thoughts, including anger, attachment, greed, arrogance, and jealousy, is the key for success. Constant indulgence in sexual thoughts or activities can make it habitual for semen to flow downward. At the core of everything lies a stable foundation. For a man, it's his foundational energies which keeps him most stable. Of all these energies, sexual energy holds the highest importance, serving as the most vital and absolute force in a man's life. This pure and strong energy is the source of all aspects of man's existence. It's a gateway towards endless spiritual bliss. The more man preserves and transmutes this energy, the closer he is to God and oneself. Everything what sprouts in life sprouts from sexual energies. What we are truly seeking is real bliss, not complete exit from our sexuality, but the right use of it in its real nature in our life. Let's explore more on our journey and how celibacy is actually followed. The first year of celibacy is generally agog with purification at different levels. Purification and removal of toxins that have been embedded within us due to our past karma slowly start getting undone. This purification generally starts at the physical level and then proceeds to the astral and causal levels. Removal of toxins from the physical body can take various forms, such as ulcers, disease, illness, etc. These are essentially happenings related to detoxification, and the release of toxins is generally a painful experience. They may also be considered as tests given by God to analyze the commitment one has towards celibacy, as the celibate's resolve towards celibacy gets tested at these troublesome times. In reality, the celibacy one is practicing is actually undoing all the sources of imperfection and disease present within and paving the way for perfection. Many give in to the stress and strain and give up the practice of celibacy, while the strong and determined march on, immaterial of these obstructions. The first 6 months are setting the foundation of our overall foundation. That's why we see such drastic changes within. At the start of celibacy, when man shuns sex stimuli, his prajna or vital energy comfortably rests in the normal, subtle state. Earlier, it was being brought down to form semen. Now, that need has been removed. The body stops production of earlier quantities of semen. Initial stages of celibacy do not really involve reabsorption. Most volume of semen in gross form at the start of celibacy actually flows out. It is due to lack of further production, by which energy levels go up. This is exactly why for celibacy to bear fruit, say beyond 3 months or so, sublimation into ojas is necessary. Whenever human or natural energy is restrained, be it emotional, intellectual, psychological or physical, a great amount of power is stored up, which can be utilized in various ways. Scientists, inventors, artists, scholars, philosophers, and other creative personalities rely on this scientific natural principle. Similarly, brahmacharya or celibacy transforms the procreative energy into pure spiritual energy or ojas, which dwells in the pure mind. This incomparable benefit surpasses all other gains. Until this time, the body is actually not in a state of reabsorption. It is only in a state of non-production and in a state of harmonization of existing prajna at the subtle state. Further to this, production of gross semen goes on reducing and formation of more and more prajna goes on increasing, provided the celibacy is true and genuine. Swami Vivekananda says, "A chaste brain has tremendous energy and gigantic willpower." End of quote. When a man's overall journey starts after this stage, he will be required to rely on external forces which impacts him overall to help him out in his journey, such as other strong men with similar motives who will act as his stable point, which will help him out in his journey. The most stable point would be God and his belief. Hindu scriptures point out that, by the honest and true unbroken practice of celibacy in thought, word, and deed, for a period of 12 years, buddhinadi or medhanadi is formed in the brain, by which man can have a photographic memory of anything he reads or hears, and can reproduce the same word to word unfailingly. He can solve extremely difficult problems and life situations easily by using the power of his ojas, his divine energy, meaning life force. The ability of the brain to concentrate, focus and find solutions to any problem would be comparable to superhuman dimensions. Intelligence is largely dependent on the power of recollection. Memory is the catalyst to free-flowing intelligence. Our intelligence is a product of how well we are able to grasp, store, analyze and reproduce what we learn and observe from life experiences, and celibacy is the base on which this intelligence rests. For celibacy brings out the light of the soul, and the soul is superior to intelligence. Same goes with the physical strength and abilities. The one who conserves his strength will benefit more than he has imagined in long run, through his strength compounding with help of semen retention. Nourishment of semen to brain and body is the best. It has been said in the Puranas and Vedas that a correct and complete understanding of celibacy leads a person to ultimate salvation. That is, while following celibacy, it has been said to stay away from any sex. If you start wasting your power before the age of 25, then your persona still needs to be fully developed. This can cause many diseases in the body. According to medical science, the development of semen and blood cells occurs very rapidly in the body up to the age of 25. At that time, if it is accumulated in the body, then it makes the body very healthy. And it keeps our body strong, which does not cause weakness. Therefore, by following celibacy until the age of 25, one should abstain from all sexual activities. But if you are beyond this age, you can still follow celibacy. But, of course, you have to follow all its rules. If one has practiced celibacy for years and has kids, then their kids would be much healthier, stronger both mentally and physically, with lack of nearly all sort of weaknesses. Therefore, it is highly recommended for an individual to retain his sexual energies before marriage. A deep, real motive of semen retention is being displayed as different than what it really is. It is meant for moral character development, rather than just enhancing your manliness and masculine characteristics within short period of time. We live in glamorized world, where things are meant for outward show purpose, rather than containing strong real essence within. Real life's greatest returns and rewards often come from the principle of compound interest, where benefits accumulate and grow exponentially over time. This concept can be applied to semen retention, illustrating how our human nature functions in a mysterious and powerful way. When a man practices semen retention, he is essentially investing in his foundational energies. Initially, the benefits might seem small and gradual, similar to the early stages of financial investment. Over time, however, the positive effects compound. As the body preserves and transmutes this vital energy, it leads to enhanced mental clarity, increased physical strength, and heightened spiritual awareness. These improvements build upon each other, creating a cumulative effect that significantly elevates a man's overall well-being. Just as compound interest in finance leads to substantial growth over time, the consistent practice of semen retention results in profound and lasting benefits. The energy saved and redirected into personal development and higher pursuits grows and magnifies, leading to a more fulfilling and empowered life. All the workings of nature of man is complex and mysterious to understand, but this is the truth. The main problem is that men are becoming weak today before their foundational sexual energies even develops. We are always been kept ignorant of ourselves. There is a quote which says, "Civilizations fail because man forgets the most absolute." End of quote. Same happens with man itself. When man forgets of their greatest energy source, great decline in life takes place, which we are seeing everywhere. Behind everything which man did and achieved, this great spiritual sexual energy was backbone, strongest and absolute part of it, which man got ignorant of. The misinterpretation in mind and constant haywire of our biological being. It's dragging humans in great black pit hole, which is nearly impossible to get out of without God's help. We have already dragged ourselves in it so far. Because of such disrupted nature, men are struggling to produce healthier offspring. This chaotic lifestyle, driven by constant pursuit of pleasure, has led to a great loss of vitality. Men are often left searching for direction and meaning in the dark. Due to this disruption, not only are men constantly losing their own strength and well-being, but they are also impacting the health and future of their children. The excessive focus on immediate gratification and pleasure weakens their overall ability to create strong, healthy lives for the next generation. This cycle of chaos and lack of discipline ultimately harms both current and future generations. Men need knowledge of themselves because many are trapped in a cycle of porn and masturbation, which is draining their lives. Semen retention is not just about stopping certain behaviors, it's about channeling energy into meaningful pursuits. It's about reclaiming personal power and investing it in growth, strength, and resilience. By mastering this, men can improve their own lives and positively influence those around them. This leads to clarity, a solid foundation for their families, and a life filled with genuine fulfillment and strength. All this takes time. It takes law of compound interest to truly manifest, rather than just surface level outward show.